Oh, this is important. Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Or, well, you know what I mean. Next have a way of skipping over important details after all, or for, yeah, that could be something. What am I supposed to do? So, the only person I saw go was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. I honestly don't know what to do. The music stopped, so it's probably right. I don't know what I'm doing though. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, Why am I... You know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Oh my, there's a photo missing. What happened to photo number 1? We don't know, but we have photo number 2. Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. I think I explained myself pretty well, but okay. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers! But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Humph! Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag. Ah! That's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Oh my, there was another person. How could someone forget something like that? I see. Your testimony, please.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computers and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Which was... Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Maya just looks dead inside. Which is me right now. Kidding. I have one other important job. I go through photos recorded on the security computer and check them. Throw out, yeah, why? Why? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Alright. And it was... Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
Hmph. A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
We saw that. We saw that. The grate's off. I remember.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh,
And?
they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? So, on the photo that you erased?
It was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? Oh my, there was a child there. What are children doing sneaking into the studios? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day? One was the Steel Samurai, bragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, gross. I do not want lipstick in there.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Right! As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. I was about to read it as Oldbag. I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Wow. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3 down. We're just all over the place, aren't we? Mr. WP? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the steel samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. Not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. Oh. I don't know what she said afterwards. Oh well, it's just, hey, Nick. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Time to waste time in court. Wow, I love being here. This is such a great show. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Frick, I really don't know who to say. I don't think it's assistant girl because she did not know about the messed up ankle. I kind of want to say the grade school boy, but we haven't even been able to see him, let alone talk to him. And there's also the security lady. Gonna go for security lady because I don't know who else to pick. Though she loves him. Oh, that's not quite feasible, is it? That's not feasible. Oh, well. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Oh, the old lady's a murderer, what? Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you!
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the steel samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes #2, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? He's like, what do I hate more? Looking bad? Or the old lady? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What?
What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way? I don't trust. But let's go. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute! What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it
oh my gosh.
Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper?
proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Let's see the proof. This proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Oh, you know what? It's probably the photo. Because it's going to show that the boy is, while this person is short, the boy is going to be way too short for the costume. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned.
We did it.
Uh-oh. Never mind. She's gonna snap. She's gonna snap.
Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree! Me! I'm talking!
She's freaking done. She's freaking done with this nonsense. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify! Oh gosh, what's this plot twist now? I want this court day to be over! It's not ending! My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
They messed with the wrong Oldbag. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. I want to be done. Oh, this is painful. Alright, well, at least we can have different suspects that are not my client, which would be great. Wanted me to keep quiet about something. They were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Okay, well, who? Want to explain? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
Yeah, it was kind of our fault there. So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map, it's right fucking there. Here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Miss... Oh. Sorry, I had to chuckle at your username. Thank you. Random gay was taken. I love it. For the follow. Really appreciated. Oh, I actually clicked ahead. I don't think I was ready. He said something about... I'm gonna save just in case. But I think the judge was asking, like, do you want to keep cross-examining the person? And I'm gonna be like, sure, just in case. They said they had nothing to do with it. See, how did they know about it, though? How did they know about the murder? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
Oh, that's sketchy as hell. So, you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Just continue. I feel like there might be something. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Global oh. There were some other people at the studios. They said nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. That's weird. That's weird to me. It's weird. So they were actually in the studio?
Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
I'll kill this woman, I swear it. Oh, edgy boy. I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him hanging on this one. If you're accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Press it! I don't know. Them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
Yeah, we already went through this. Okay, it's just in a different spot. Yeah, we went through all this. Whee! Yep. Did all this. There it is! But it's blocked by that. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna save just in case, but I think we're good. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? Yeah, let's take a break. I think we're good. The game would have told me if something was not okay. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag. and more information about these other people we have just been told of.